Welcome everyone. I'm done with my Linux distribution. Finally, long time, one more thing, 365 days a year. Kinda sorta pretty delayed, but more awesome than ever. My Ryzen 1750X pretty busy for some hours already, rebuilding everything except Spark 64, which we built this morning. And there's only one last thing. I'm done, but one more thing. It was reported that XDM didn't work, and they were right. I debugged this already shortly, so this will be the freaking last commit before a freaking Tech 23 T2. Freaking amazing, outstanding performance and stability, unbroken Linux edition 2312. Yes, I promise no more one more thing because I'm done. I'm done. I fixed enough. I've seen enough. I fixed enough. I'm done now. And certainly the best release ever. And so to fix this, I debugged this already. By the way, is this no? By the way, what? This is spicy. I probably should have started it slightly differently. Actually, I have this in my history. The only reason I didn't run it with VirtIO tablet because here was some strange stuff going on. By the way, we should test Firefox, right? So that is a VM that's run remotely with Spicy. And the only reason it is not more snappy is because it's Ryzen. Like, it's running on the same Ryzen that is loaded like 300. Actually, we should double check that. Earlier, 228-ish. It's like, forgive. I mean, so highly optimized. It still runs a VM. There's a load of 200 something. Okay, that works. Did we? That works, except it is hard. I should. So the only reason I don't run the mouse more clever, which I did previously, is because we had this strange behavior with the BSDs. Oh, that is pretty freaking annoying. Anyway, I mostly want to get there anyway. Okay, I just didn't start DHCP for some reason. Anyway, Firefox works, comes up, amazing. We can ship it. But so yeah, we have, so one thing is, I believe it's two parts because before I edited already also like I'm working on a system that is rebuilding 30 worlds, like not one BSD world, 34 freaking, some already finished. Parallel 20 multiplied with configure stuff. So like, forgive if, I mean, it's so snappy and optimized that it can still work on that. I had changed that already, so that was previously SH. And the log was, of course, super annoying to read. Also, as usual, patch, I should switch to, the problem is, like this, it is really annoying to navigate. If you not even pretty, you know what, kill, what is even, is it? You know what, kill Olix. Root test. So yeah, that is the default. I mean, obviously we can't ship it like that. So I just edited this back, and the error was in this accession error. If you're running, yes, we have Wayland, we have Sway, we have Hyperland, we have 5,000 plus packages. Yes, KDE and GNOME are there and mostly built. Go there, build that. Image that. So yeah, that probably I actually should check that. I intuitively, just before even bothering looking, what was it, line 15? 4, was it that line? So this is, I'm not even sure. I believe that is upstream, so it's not me or someone at us who, yeah, syntax error, word unexpected, expected then. It's like 15 and 21. 15. Should this not work? For error in Tempefest and stuff. This is not valid. 15 and what was it? 20. Oops, 21. Is it this? 21. Anyway, let's just patch that. I mean, it's basically pointless. I hope it's not us who wrote such a silly script here. Also, which keyboard layout is this? Let's go here. Let's Where even is that in? That is accession, right? Accession. And yes, we have Wayland stuff. Come down, relax, emerge what you. But hey, we need X for Spark stations and SG Octane and P3 and stuff. Alrighty, F lists. It's accession, XDM. Oh, that was slightly okay. So we only patch start VM, which is in session, and so only this stuff we patch in here, which is a little bit. So there's also a second bug. Okay, it's not TWM. So basically, wait, what do we do here? So this is, I mean, it's a little bit silly. Kind of thought I don't even need to patch that. This is also just like default, like who wouldn't want a solid black? Don't need this Moray test pattern for CRTs. Yeah, KDE GNOME, it's basically, why do we have there, I mean GNOME KDE, but not TWM? Because, why do we have, because exit, okay, okay, I understand. So, the way this works, so because exec does not return, right? So that is leaving the shell. So it's running window manager if it's not TWM anyway. And if we are still there, then set dark Xeon. Not even, why do we do that? Why do we explicitly do dark Xeon if this is also this kind of stuff like totally vintage files will not touched in 20 years. Although I remember I rediffed it last year or so because 20 years later the X386 XOR people touched it. So basically, I think if we patch that to black there on the top, it is pointless to switch back to dark. They're not really sure what. I mean, yeah, probably it was in there for 20 years and it is what it is for some reason. Maybe to mimic, or do we leave that there? Like it's dark black unless you run. Okay, we could also leave it there, maybe. Because maybe to mimic that if you run TWM freestanding. No, this somehow makes no sense. You know what? Let's get rid of this. But anyway, there is some other stuff that doesn't work. So we still need to patch this bin bash. It's like, yeah, it's still one more thing, one more bin bash. But I'm surprised it's not upstream cleaned. I mean, Debian runs with bin dash symlink bin sh bin shell symlink dash. Like, why is this not upstream? Yeah, but, I mean, obviously Debian people patch each package anyway. So why upstream anything? Anyway, doesn't matter. I mean, the file is so simple. Yeah, but I mean, then we would need to patch it, and then if the XORG people touch it again, it's out of thing. We've just patched that to bin bash. But yeah, as usual, you need to think about a little bit, right? Not just hack. Even such simple things. Guru meditate a minute or two, nothing wrong with it. Somehow this TWM, why does this not have a, or do we, why does this not have a session file, or do we register that? Okay, that's interesting. So because this has a wrong, so this also didn't start, that was the second bug. So basically XDM didn't work. It registered that as user bin TWM. So probably because this modulo XOR conf sets the path, this is just wrong order. I wonder why. Maybe we had this, maybe we merged it in. It might be a regression from merging this from .conf to .desk or something. Anyway, this probably fixes it. Let's see which build, I mean Spark build has that. Build var ADM logs TWM. Okay. Yeah, with such a load, excuse me, with such a load, even I mean, these are two PCIe 4 SSDs, right, that are RAID zeroed for like, I think over 10 gigabyte a second. Well, it's absolutely crazy that this load makes this system feel like a SCSI, rotating SCSI drive system. So we had here Spark, but all the other builds are still building. Excuse me. I think I'm so done that I'm tired. So we still need to. So that's probably patched. Also, this is the wrong terminal. Let's maybe manually build like Spark 64 to TWM and manually check the file that works. Yeah, manually quickly. Yeah. Maybe loading this is why I usually have this quite staged. The problem is that, so usually this load distributes more nicer. Maybe I should have staggered that. Also, yeah, okay, I'm building this with 20 threads, which probably is not ideal. Also, Intel AMD, right? Still waiting for hardware donations. Maybe this is only Spark. Maybe the, no, this is Ultra 20. Why did, it's not the default though. Maybe let's, just a little bit less. Oh man. Sorry for coughing in the last days, it's just the usual winter and globally irritated virus time. So let's see, what comments do we have? The Graver, are you sure about OpenSSL 3? That breaks some stuff. I wish to update that, but probably next year then. The last time I tried, it still broke Python and PHP, and the thing is you can't easily patch that away because this Python and Perl modules use their, like you would need to patch some functionality of those modules away, besides the latest, yeah, but, so yeah, it is, I'm not a fan of the state of this ecosystem. It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I could give a quick check if we, I really wish for the security stuff, those projects would move faster. Oh man, I really wonder if maybe this is, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, besides the weekend, I felt a little bit shitty, but I mean, between on a level of feeling shittiness, and it's not really that bad. Just like this coughing is really, yeah. Question there, what do we mean with done? Yes, so also, I mean, yes, the release is ready, except PS3, which I don't really have time. Slim question there, how long does it to create one? I mean, in total 25 years, but I mean, obviously we had this working already in 1998, right? So, I mean, it was working in 1998. It took, however, like over 4 years live on YouTube, kind of sort of full-time job to update and package all the KDE and GNOME stuff, because for a decade I only maintained the core stuff. Sorry about the PS3. I mean, PS3 is building, right? It's just currently not really booting, which is rather, I think it broke upstream. The problem is I would need to dedicate like really hours not to dissect what bloody change broke that upstream. I mean, I didn't try. I mean, maybe something by pure chance and accident unbroke, which is unlikely. Yeah, I mean, if we just would have more views and more subscribers and more GitHub and Patreon sponsors and stuff, then spoiler or whatever. So, so Spark, we built Spark 64. How long did this even build? Hey, 18 seconds. It's like, yeah, with a lot of 100. Hey, it's only 183. Amazing. Spark 64, and that was, where would that even be? That would be in user share registry. Where do we even, somewhere we register, should we just remember? We could actually just check. TWM, yeah, so that is Rock registry. Okay, this is from Rock Linux Times. Maybe I should have renamed that now for the best release ever. One more thing. Tree-wide SED Rock registry. Dangerous lost. Xenio developers ruins his release after weeks of intense testing. Resist simple last minute change. Why have I seen that? Not really feeling like still shipping. So I didn't rename that when we forked off of Rock Linux, which doesn't exist anymore. So basically the only success of Rock Linux. I didn't rename this for compatibility, right? Which is a minor thing. Like basically, it's just our internal etc config registration stuff of window managers mostly, or others. Oh man. Coffee surely helps. User share Rock registry. What is this? These are different. These are different. Okay. So what do we have? No, that is correct. So let's commit this. That was TWM. Potentially, though, others. Should we check? Lestif also registers one, right? Lestif. Okay, that is last, so that is not affected. I mean, other things like KDE stuff could be affected, but okay, fine. Let me know if anything else is. Lestif. What do I even type here? TWM. So that goes there. Fix TWM. Registration is correct. I also want to see that right. Correct. Dear. Yeah, I mean, with every it is of course insane how many, like you've seen it here live, right? Each day. I mean, if you just do one day, one more thing, it's already 365 things, and then on multiple days, it's like a dozen of things. It's already multiple thousand. It's like, I mean, SVN log, right? It's like, yeah, and this were only the last 12,000 revisions that scrolled by. So, yeah, let's substitute that. I think it's time. Did I say one last thing? Even when I say I'm done, the really last thing, you still get 3 last things. The other thing is, of course, patching this script to bin bash. The IO load. I should basically SED parallel. So basically this is currently 20. Substitute 20 to 16. And then without that, and in place, just so that the load becomes a little bit more bearable here. Okay, we have updated it in the meantime. Let's grab Rock registry tree-wide. The thing is, this is basically like, because we are obviously becoming increasingly more popular, increasingly larger community again and stuff. And it's basically like it's a minor thing. Of course, we could like Red Hat and Broken's Oracle stuff like break stuff every other month or release. But it's like you really don't rename such kind of system-wide registry things every now and then, right? There's a registry. Why does this have their desktop creation? Oh man. I mean, the I/O performance is absolutely, yeah. Still not finished. So yeah, that is, ladies and gentlemen, why to the target audience at Intel and AMD sells Epic and thread ripping stuff too. Gen 2 P3 without XY. T2 is so much better and optimized and everything. So, that is MISC tail. I guess there is no share registry, right? If we just name this registry, so if we just tree-wide SED, I mean, we could, second run should be faster, right? Should everything be cached? It surely should. Should have saved it instantly. Nothing like doing it twice. How often do you look at comments? Not so often. Just implemented router IDS. Amazing. So I could have filtered that, but given that my Ryzen's like, yeah, how to bring a Ryzen 7950X with 96 gigs of memory to the Neath. This is how. Feels like a Spark Station. Spark Station simulator, just with a load of 231. Yeah. So normally I would have just filtered it out, but I didn't want to. So this is just those files. We don't need to do this tree-wide, then just SED in place, substitute basically rock registry to just registry, multiply globally if multiple times. And then cut the limiter that first field 1 of X. Also best with not misspelling that. And there's also parse config, interesting. Yeah, this is why I just changed the load tier of parallel 16. Yeah. It's not getting any better, except I believe this here might be superfluous. So, I mean, obviously it looks better if I zoom this out a little bit. Install desktop, users share registry. I mean, we SED'd this, there should not be, should. I mean, it's relatively straightforward, not that this would be a string. That there is somewhere more often. Hope this distribution is systemd free to be able to use it. Yes, of course, sir or madam. Of course we don't use systemd by default. We are not silly, we are not Microsoft. So, SED rock Hey, we run on a 46 and a Spark station, so besides System D6. But we have it theoretically if you wanted to use it. Run on an OLPC XO. Which do you have? Do you have the first? I also have the first. I basically also need to install T2 on the OLPC XO1. Yeah, of course you can you can install it. The thing is that they booted with open firmware, which is interestingly amazing for x86. I don't know if did the Linux kernel people once remove that, would not surprise me. That is the only thing, right? I also need this actually for myself because our 3.5-year-old, it does not like this sugar stuff that's on there right now very much. So actually basically anything, I wonder even how a SNES emulator would work on that. So like basically, I mean, even the freaking native editor would be better than this old sugar stuff on there and so on. Rock registry also. Did I? So this is those files. It's better double check that. But yeah, if you like, yeah, which do you have the x86, the first one, the ARM one? That file. I hope that is all. Famous lost words. Hope that's all. Rock registry. It's of course not the most ideal thing to do in the middle of the build here. It's mostly, yeah, I should test this once. Which files, which did we, oh man, this is really unpleasant in the throat. This file so that is this file's pass config. It is. Should there not be a stone module? ScumVM? Or this might be an update. Maybe this is a data update. GDM post install. Maybe I need to be careful not that I introduce here just like fixing some stuff and then introducing a new last minute regression, because I don't instantly see a stone module for that. Ah no, there is stone module. Actually, there it is. So we need to rebuild Xorg server for Spark and the window manager. So good. So we're building. Load came a little bit down. And so the one last thing. So we have that. Then let's do the, what was the name? Start, was it an XDM? This accession? Yeah, it's here. Go to bed. Yeah, the bloody heart button is here in front of the last characters always. It is really a bit annoying. How can people... I can read, but I can't read the freaking... What would be like copy and paste or what? How should I read this with... Ah, chat. Have a chat with, can patch and can patch. Oops, wrong key, wrong focus. Yeah, between the patching I can chat. But yeah, which OLPC XO do you have? XO is just the product family, right? That should be X, or is it? Is it XO OLPC XO? Yeah, XO-1 and so yeah. There was, what was it, -2 and 3? How precisely was it numbered? Can't remember each numbering nonsense. So that's the old PC we're talking about. Was it not? Release history XO 1.15 1.7 it's like an XO3 also cancelled, XO4 refreshed of the later architectural model. Was it also cancelled? Most design third party rather than OPC based on whatever. Oh, wait, we need to patch that source XDM. Probably was not fast enough and maybe it's crazy that the other stuff is nice, I believe. Would we see that? Is maybe this modern thing does not show nice. User system nice, yeah, 91% nice. What I find funny is maybe old Linux kernels would have scheduled it differently, like a decade ago or 15 years. Now they take this priority stuff a little bit more relaxed. I believe nice, I recently read the manual, the default nice was probably 10 or so. Default 10, yeah. So I would really think, I mean, all the stuff is nice, right? Meaning POSIX scheduling priority stuff there, 10. So the stuff with a lower priority should, or lower number, not lower numbered priority should run first. I really wonder why this, I mean, yeah, they did this of not deadlocking your system with the scheduling stuff there, but it's a little bit underwhelming to nice all your stuff. And I mean, not saying that my microkernel would do that better, probably worse, but with such a high load, but nonetheless, maybe it wouldn't. I need to write one to finish writing one. So capital X. Ah, here's shell command. Wow, they substitutes this in. Oh, goodness gracious. Question there, if we can run T2 on Linksys root, how? I think there is a fun with game emulation plus kits. You still have not answered which OLPC you have. Plus kit laptops or like Panasonic Toughbooks. Shell command, shell, was it with, oh man, oh wow. Absolutely bonkers. Can't make this configure checkup. It is what it is. So we need yeah, we basically can test it like that. Okay, this doesn't build the most snappy. So basically that's it, right? So then all the stuff can build. I don't really expect famous last words. I don't really expect new regressions. Next minute regression, but I don't really expect any other except if our rock registration, so that this is so freaking slow, it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, load 201. Where did I even... Here. You know, maybe my previous choice of just... What did I had that 10? 10 multi... Yeah, I mean... I guess 10... It's absolutely hilarious. Or are we swapping to this? Maybe we're swapping to this. It's pretty using SetRAM. To no one's surprise. Which is a new T2 default, by the way. So it's not yet using my RAID 0 swap on the LVM. Okay, 10 it is for the future. And what else? TempFS, maybe a tiny little bit smaller for not wasting that much precious memory. Okay, so that build, then we need to check build Spark user x11 bin xsesh. Where was the session script? lib64, of course. Too much focus here. x11 lib. Was it? All right, this is x86. So there x. Oh, come on. XDM, of course. You can never have too many subdirectories. So, oh, this didn't work. Cool. Why did this not? I thought I patched that. I thought I freaking patched that. What? What did I build? Maybe I did build the wrong package. What did I build last? I built the wrong package. Nobody noticed. Okay, then we have the SAM XO LPC X01. Do you use it for something? Do you use it like for mail, for ebook reading, or for your kids, or what do you do with that? And why did you get it? Did you develop for that, for kids? Just did you buy it for yourself, for the display? So that's all right. We patched TWM. I mean, I would love to see that. So the problem, can I control that? I probably can't control set them because I probably run them. Yeah, I fork them, the build targets off directly from my main build driver, so I can't just suspend them. I mean, I could kill them away, which I sometimes do. Like if I really need this workstation for some other work, then I just kill all CC and making stuff away. It's not the super nicest thing. Although I probably could. I wonder if I could just Control C in there. Anyway, yeah, but kill all, make, and CC1 or so. This is usually faster than pressing. Okay, now we have bin bash there. Pressing Control C dozens of times. So XTM. Do we call this hotfix, or I mean it's doesn't really matter the most how we call it. Oh man, probably shouldn't. That's the thing, right? If you're self-employed, you need to work or YouTube live stream even when... I mean, I'm not that ill, it's just, I mean, it's probably more annoying for you listening to my coughing then. Obviously, I can program fine with it. I was only compelled to click through. Seems like the thumbnail had all the target advertising I needed to new. Not sure what you mean with that. If you're new to this channel, we built a freaking Linux distribution, right? For 25 years, supporting all architectures, RISC-V, ARM, if you're new to our stuff, and super clean Linux distribution, not like vendor patched to death and so on, and nicely scripted cross-compiling. And yeah, if you're new to this stuff. So, so set root, a little bit clean up there of unnecessary stuff. So that is just getting away with dark C on there for no random reasons. So maybe it's, oops. Okay, what was it? Xset root or something, right? Xset root from default or from XDM TWM. Is it there? It's kind of fallback, right? So superfluous. That's like, yeah, keep it super simple. It's like, it's pointless. I have no idea why someone has done that. Reset the background color elsewhere and black intentionally. So yeah. Fixed XDM accession to actually work with bin dash by enforcing bash. Simply fixed XDM accession to actually work with simply enforcing bash. That's probably, yeah, you can't make it's, nah, whatever. What should I say? I mean, it's silly. It is what it is. You know, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. It's pointless to think more about it. It works like this. It's my time is too precious for guru meditating of such. I mean, then login manager stuff more. We need to rebuild. So build all builds var adm logs to xorg server. The reason that it's actually good that we rebuilt that last minute anyway is because there were a couple of xorg server and xValent security vulnerabilities currently in C code, memory management difficult, previous videos and stuff. So Spark, it's only Spark, so that is that and TWM, theoretically less stiff for some reason. Actually, maybe we check if it actually works. I believe there was a strange, I probably never used that. At least not that I would remember. Why is this? Maybe I resized this. Excellent. I'm not sure. Should we capitalize this motive thing? Yeah, whatever. Do we need to re-execute this, or this does not even work? Cool. Maybe I actually, yeah, I still have that in here. Of course I have. Ah, it even works. Amazing. Yeah, so if you wanted to, it's like, I mean, it's kind of sort of pointless. There's the reason we even ship this bloody Lestiv. I have actually no idea how to operate that. I mean, maybe I started it once. I don't even know how to freaking run here anything. Maybe from here, no, that it's console. How to freaking start here something? New window? Ah, new window. Oh, okay. There you go. The only reason we ship this is because some stupid thing needs Lestiv. Maybe even something as stupid as Mesa demos or grab TIFF with typo in. What do you do here even? Why are you no? Are the cache files not packaged? No. Why do we ship Lestiv by default? If nothing needs that anymore. I thought, I mean, maybe they rewritten, maybe Mesa demos needed that a decade ago. Maybe they don't need it anymore. Why? You know what? If nobody needs it, why do we build this nonsense? As much as I love vintage, as much as I love vintage stuff, I don't really love this vintage X11 stuff. That is really, this looked already ugly when I was young. I hated it already when I was young. When this stuff was new, I was wondering, why do all the big mega corporations do such ugly usability disasters? Like, I mean, no wonder that Microsoft has won the windowing war, right? If that was the best Unix vendors, like, okay, SGI-RX had some different, I mean, it also looked like shit in my opinion. I should probably not say that so loud that my SGI-RX friends hear that, but the workstations look nice, the renders look nice, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, Lestiv, what do we do here? You know what, let's build with offset. What could possibly go wrong? There probably was, you know what? We could actually, excuse me. Could actually grab the lock here and welcome everyone. Only removed the duplicate there, and like, no idea why it is in there except testing. How to cause a last-minute regression with the simple trick of removing Lestiv. I mean, some resource files, from the top of my head, I can't remember a single reason why we should build that, except if it needed by some GL glue glut. Maybe glut. Yeah, time will show. So, package cell, that is just that. One last thing there. Anything else? Accession, TWM. I mean, we could quickly, do we even TWM? You know what, let's test what happens if we change where is it even configured? What do we source? Is it saved in etc profile maybe? Where do we... window manager. Let's see what happens if we export nothing. We should get the XDM fallback. How to exit this thing? Next time I should use some proper. Here's quit. Yes, quit and capital quit now. So, okay, that works. That sets the background, which we just removed. So that is a fallback. We tested that too. And this we just removed. So the next build will not have that anymore. No, I can't. Oh man, I tell you, don't use tablet mode versus mouse. It's, man. Funny. Hello? XDM, you okay? What happened with you? What did I... you know, it's... Maybe this stuff is not happy editing files that are being executed. Okay, now it's black. Is this what we wanted? I committed this already, huh? Maybe that is not super ideal because... Or is it ideal? Okay, this sucks a little bit. So maybe I should test stuff before I... Because, like, you're not visually getting any confirmation that stuff is up. Pity that. I mean, usually I leave stuff in my working copy for some days to mature, and now we have committed that. Where is... Leave me in the comments. How long do I code since I'm like 8, but that was basic and Pascal, and more seriously since I'm 12. Some 25 years. So, or 30. Kinda sorta. So yeah, pro tip: don't commit your stuff instantly. That is what are we freaking building? Bin utils, cling. LVM, yeah, it's not the most ideal thing to... How many threads? But this is finished already because it is already 10 threads and not 20 anymore, but many others are. Because we just changed this to 20, yeah. Maybe actually, you know what, maybe I revert that. I'm surprisingly not the most thrilled with what I just have done. The question is, where is this? Or is that xconsole? So that is config x setup 0. Slightly wonder how it looks if we remove that too. Where even freaking is my... Here. x, where should that be? X conf, x, probably x setup. How does it look if we remove that? Do we get then okay, maybe better. But it's still black. Maybe this changed the thing. Maybe modern X comes up black already and not with this old zigzag pattern. So CRT people probably. I think I remove the one that probably doesn't have a function anymore and revert the other thing here so that yeah, Recon Pro to test your patches before you. This has, for me, too little visual feedback that stuff is up and so basically we don't need that. So probably back in the day, I can only speculate, I guess. Can only speculate that we wanted to get rid of the zigzag pattern, probably, maybe. Does X still have a zigzag pattern option? Whatever man page stuff is going on there. Backing store. Create a root window with black background. Background, root window, no background. With white background? Nah. Okay, fine. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. Whatever the reasons might be, we remove that one now. So that we commented out, and what was the other exit root? Cyan? Solid dark cyan. What even was the freaking X session? Exit root, solid dark cyan. Yeah, that's better. The end is near, man. Survived the bloody pandemic. Still good shit. But who says the shit is over? So, previously programmed in Perl. I never really, when I was young and naive and new to this Unix shit, as I grew up with DOS, lower middle class family. First we had no computer, and then we, actually, initially I said a couple of times we had a 286, and only recently I learned, because I spoke with my father, by the way, with this, the first computer and stuff, how did this happen and stuff, because obviously when I was like, 6, 7, 8. I didn't realize where some PC came from and stuff. I just assumed my father brought it, but only recently I learned that 286 was only borrowed from some tech neighbor. I didn't even knew that. I always thought that was our 286, and like, because we had it shortly, like maybe half a year or stuff, or maybe 1 year, maybe half a year, I don't know. And then we got the 386. So the 286 was borrowed. I didn't even know that. But I remember initially we didn't have a hard drive. I remember like initially we just swapped floppies, and of course the floppy 5.25-inch floppies. Maybe even only one disk drive or two. Maybe even two disk drive, probably two 5.25-inch floppies. Because I remember how amazing it was when we got our first hard drive of 40 megabyte Seagate, and of which I some years ago found the invoice. I mean, obviously when I was 8, I didn't look through invoice. I was not even there shopping, and my father just came back one day with a hard drive, and some years ago I found the invoice by pure chance going through some old files and stuff. I think it was 600 freaking Deutschmark, right? It's like, I mean, it's like high-end gear today, right? It's like 300 euro in today's money plus inflation, so probably 400. But I mean, yeah, you could spend. I mean, not you could. You spend as high amounts of money for high-end gear like 40 megabyte Seagate drives. Yeah, and yeah. Anyway, so accession. We wanted to commit this, right? Was there anything else we wanted to try? Not really, right? So only all these builds need to finish overnight. 30 hours later, right, for Christmas. All right, there was one somehow still broken on ARM64 bootstrap on architecture Arch. So you're saying Go is somehow still broken? What do you mean? You're saying Matic, whatever you M4 Tech for Matic. You're saying in T2 because it builds for me, right? I mean, it builds here, it doesn't. I think I don't have any working copy changes. So you're saying it's broken on T2? Unknown. Or do you build on a Arch? Do you bootstrap on? Like, well, what exactly do you do? Do you build a target? Do you build it in system? Because it builds for me. So maybe bootstrapping it with emerge without the Go installation? Maybe something of that sort. Are you on the latest subversion? On our Git mirror, which I don't update daily. So yeah, localhost. So yeah, this XDM stuff. And then I'm really done. So this is now enough. One more thing. If you still find bugs and imperfections, drop me an email, open a GitHub issue, join our Discord or mailing list, and then we will fix it for the even better release next year. Matic writes, building T2 in an ARM64 VM and try to build minimal. So what's your base system? Is your base system building on T2 ARM64 VM building minimal ISO breaks at Go package unknown? Maybe because we use uname for the build system. Maybe it's a then. I mean, it builds for me, so it probably. I mean, it must be something like that. Like, do we use uname here? Maybe one of those things here, of this hard-coded SED things, are not perfect. Or it's a bug inside Go itself that nobody ever bootstrapped it on ARM64. Maybe related to this SED here, either a bug or... I mean, yeah, I would look, and if you want to debug that, it must be something like that, right? It depends. So you built this base system is T2VM on M1 Max Parallels. Okay, that's amazing. So that's basically what I have, except I use QEMU with T2 build QEMU homebrew, but that should not matter. I mean, I could debug that for you. You know what? Let's 40 concurrent viewers. I mean, with so many concurrent viewers, the thing is, how do we best do that? My M1 Max is on the other. The problem is if I carry that over. Because I need to add some reverse, because it's on a user network. I need, let me quickly, you can basically watch this load while I set up some remote. Did I commit this already? I think I procrastinated of committing that. Back in a second, I set up some remote tunnel to the VM, and then we can live stream from that. So, one secure shell remote thing later, but we can also basically stop that here. Why does this not just test it? We test it. Maybe wait a second. Just don't want to. Back in a second. Okay, so now we're back there. Probably I secure shell remote forwarded that slightly wrong, but and nonetheless. So Kerbal Virtual Machine, Apple Silicon is a little bit older. I didn't bother updating the kernel for my up 8 days already. So M1 Max, let's go. User source T2 probably here somewhere. And then you are discovered with what do we have there? Ah, right. We can revert it. I started to work on this, and I copied it already on to my working copy. Any other random? So you're saying Bootstrap, right? So I don't have. Should that be? Let's maybe try. Also, do we? It's probably good enough. I have this download. All right, I recently, 2023 shitty internet everywhere. Actually downloaded like required system building stuff here to have that on the go. Obviously, what happens if we just locally build Go with? Shit. I should stop control seeing stuff also quickly. Is it still decent here? Probably. I would expect this probably. I mean, it's of course not apples and apples comparison. I wanted to do this. We're both to have something to see. I need to fix this imperfection. I believe that worked a decade ago. It's probably some bash shell scripting regression. Okay, Go tool. Okay, that was fast. I did this way, like in system emerge, because I expected already this should be similar. Maybe Go. It's also. So they use ARM64, right? The question is, had Go 1.4 already ARM64 support? Oops. There's my. We probably hotfix Go arches. What was it even? Right, this was ignoring this stuff. What did it run? We probably don't see it. Unknown command dist. You know what? Let's enable Xtrace to see precisely what's being executed. That's also what we have that for, in case you were wondering. You know what? I'm really disappointed. The Ryzen really stays too cool. Actually, the HPP Arisk is probably the hottest machine here. So make bash. I don't know if nobody ever tested bootstrapping like that at Go upstream, because apparently we mostly run make bash. Was it in Go, of course. Someone patched here that here in line 96 or whatever. In line 96 substitute. Oh, this is that probably should be correct, right? That is AH64. I mean, it's a little bit imprecise, but because why does this has GNU Linux on that? Is that a new thing? Where is that coming from? Anyway, I'm pretty sure I created this 15 years ago when that was what Uname returned. So line command dist main. It's, or did this? Maybe this did not even go authors of. What is line 96? What command dist main? Ah, if it's not 1.4. Ah, so also can read are really at an advantage. Do not use make bin to build on Windows. Gold. What did it output on? Actually, this does not have ARM64. Maybe they didn't simply, maybe you can't bootstrap then on, maybe you, I mean, should we? Yeah, so much to bootstrapping new languages or new stuff. From which year is that even? 2012. Maybe ARM64, but it wasn't a thing then. That's unfortunate. I guess that's maybe then not really fixable. So the fix for that is cross-compile Go once. Cross-compile Go once and install it. Which is even more of a reason. No, I also know this. Probably now my Mac fall asleep. I didn't enable staying awake stuff. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But this is just implementing languages in languages itself and stuff or whatever. So I think that is like, this is the last C version, and then the other probably was implemented in Go already or whatever. So yeah, you need, for such architectures, you need to cross-compile it once, which is what we do there. I could add to the to-do to add an explicit warning. I'm not feeling like adding that the last minute, so it's like error diagnostic to Go bootstrap for unsupported Arch, like ARM64, just so that people don't spend their time. You like other options you have, like if you don't need Go, you could disable it in your configuration and not build it. The question is, which other architectures were there? Let me just fell asleep, right? Where do I have? Do I still have? Oh, this. Yeah. You basically, like, if you could simply abort building. What's going on there? You could simply set up a new. I mean, you could even use just the latest ISO. And extract it in the change rule, like if you don't want to reinstall. I mean, you could also just reinstall, or like with the latest ISO as the T2 host system, because I mean, you could try just extracting the Go tarball, which may work if you're lucky, but often new stuff is using latest glibc symbols, so that might error out with new version glibc symbols not found. That is what usually happens. What is the undefined? I did build this manually. Why did this not happen previously? Or did we recently so much to new regressions? Not Nulltech recently. 414. What exactly is that doing? Right. That's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, let's skip over that for now and do it last. Maybe I had skipped this previously, that is possible. So GCC eyes on Spark 64. I need, like, I'm done with my Linux distribution except what we did now. Plus, I need to double check. I have reports that GCC eyes is on Spark 64, but I built it just yesterday, so it's probably some less than perfect emulation and QEMU for those people testing that, I guess, because it worked for me. Just need to double check. And so far, shadow for UC or open risk. So let's see. Let's hope there isn't other stuff accumulating, because I'm done with this Reese. So yeah, probably pointless to further live stream that. What more? Terminal color scheme, that's Alacrity default. I'm not that much into color prompt, bash completion, spaceship, OU push theming stuff. It's just Alacrity, probably kind of default. I mean, I personally I find this colors a little bit palish, but I mean, colors, yeah, whatever. I also write code without syntax highlighting. Just give me a half a decent editor, and not too much sucking editor, a proper font like, hey, comic code, and colors. Yeah. I personally would probably use slightly more saturated colors than whatever Alacrity is doing here. That looks a bit washed out. But I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's more pleasant on the eyes. I don't know. It's just not. I would not have chosen it. I mean, I always used default things except when they suck too much. Like, whatever. This code structure has been what you're saying. So the sad thing is, with so many people watching, that add-ons is always kind of motivating to continue stuff, to be honest. We have done this fixes here though. The irony is, I would love to ship a somewhat more modern greeter, because I mean, obviously this XDM thing does not look. Who deleted that recently? Is that even? What? Wait a second. What do I? Oh, this is start. Okay, that was me. I was just wondering what random stuff do I get now, but it's not Subversion up. So yeah, I mean, I'm waiting on the GCC release, but I probably ship it long. How it is? It's if the Free Software Foundation is not getting their release stuff together, then it is what it is. It's absolutely wrecking performance though. Intel, AMD, or Ampere Alta are welcome to donate some even more overkill systems. What do I have in WebKit GTK? Not that, I meant WebKit GTK disk. This is just disabling ARM. Alright, this somehow didn't. Yeah, I mean the codebase is not the most table friendly either. That's mostly. You know what? We could do one more thing, as we have already so many people tuning in, which is obviously amazing. Danny struggles with WR. So what I do, pro tip, I just use it, and then I use the defaults here, and then I just put the what do you not understand. The we need to better integrate this. So I just basically all you need is I mean, it's a little bit silly that that name does not match that name. Whatever. So basically all you need is put your SSID here. You can even delete this stuff and put your secret passphrase there and then run it like that. But I mean, it's a bit silly that that file does not match that file. So basically like that. And that's, we need to integrate. You know what, let's put this on the, for next year we somehow integrate this better. IWD, Intel Wireless, is it IW? Yeah, so yeah, just like that. Oh man. So, one last thing, MS trace might have been updated. I always miss this. I thought so yesterday to double check, because we always need to rediff here this SSS. Oh, come on. Yeah, there are some updates. Let's do that. Update 6.5. That usually needs a RISC-V patch rebase, because obviously we're the only ones who ships it with RISC-V 32-bit support. That of course will not build because of our monstrous patch that does not apply, and each other update. So RISC-V probably, I have already automated that, so SEDZ. So basically that. Shit. If you have a working editor, not this Vim piece of garbage. Where you freaking can copy and paste stuff. So that removes all the stuff, and then for all of this stuff, let's so then, like, S-trace. Spark 64 to S-trace. I really need to improve our data AI to find more updates. I mean, obviously data will not, like, no AI will read that for me in the foreseeable future, unless there are significant breakthroughs. General artificial intelligence. But basically I need our data to do even more of this stuff for ourselves. I probably should have made a shorter live stream, probably 1 hour 30 obviously. How long does it take to run a Linux distribution? Yeah, Atlan 600 performance from 15 years ago. My system is loaded. Probably I should foster better contacts with Intel and AMD to loan us their latest and greatest engineering samples of epic and thread-ripping performance. Come on, you can do it. I mean, this box is hammered. I mean, yeah, it's loaded. I mean, there is loaded and then there's loaded and then there is. But hey, testing, overclocking, stability and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we have probably GNOME network stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you emerge GNOME, yeah. Probably there are Wayland Sway plugins for that too. The thing is, that's a problem, right? The modern GNOME stuff is so complex that it's not even fun for me to emerge all this stuff. And it's like emerging half of GNOME and JavaScript and GNOME Shell just for your network chooser. So yeah, no, only garbage found. Yeah, figured as trace. I'm aware of that. We need to. So, but the other patch apparently still applied. We just need to rediff. So successful. For do all that. I have this already in there. Pro tip: leave this. Like a year ago, I've always redone that, and then you always need to remember all this stuff. But obviously, this is so much easier. Pro tip: keep this stuff you need for scripting there in your patches. There, it's pretty loaded. There is no sugar coating of epic thread ripping load. Can we please build that? Yeah, as we already spent this 10 threads. Yeah. Not probably want to see the verbose. Let's do it again. Come on, you can do it. We need to even do that twice. Can we? We probably. I mean, we can control set that because it was manually done. Yeah, we can't because it doesn't have job control. That is run directly in the Tmux window. That's why we can't do that there. No problem. I agree, though, that I also don't remember this VPA supplicants. I mean, I just run this example stuff. What only bothers me now that you say is, I mean, beside all of this stuff is of course not amazing, as usually as it is with all this stuff. What bothers me now a little bit is that this conf name does not match here. Ah, you know what? We can probably here. Why do we not use this name? It's like thanks for bringing it up, because then I can't copy and paste this bloody VI for some strange reason. But okay, oh, he's also trailing Newline apparently. Oh, is there? Ah, no, it is not. It's just side behavior. So let's copy that there, because then it matches the example output. That would be even better. Then we don't need to. Then you can just copy and paste it, right? So then it was etc VPA. I'm not really sure why. Okay, maybe not to overwrite an existing file. Yeah, we should run it differently from Stone netconf anyway. But yeah, I think that's an improvement. The only thing, we could check that it exists and otherwise touch it or so. But if you emerge it on a modified file, it T2 will anyway create your backup file of modified files anyway. So yeah, one other thing there that I didn't expect. Okay, strace builds. I mean, theoretically, we should check that it actually builds for RISC-V. Are we done enough with the RISC-V build? Nothing like committing strace update and then RISC-V fails. Oh man. How long did this build? 1 minute 40. Come on. Feels like working on a freaking Spark station or SG-Octane. Although to be fair, even with this load, this Ryzen is faster than SG-Octane. Parallels, it would be nice, could have the kernel model PCI legacy by default, otherwise networking will not work out of the box with a fresh ISO. Yes, someone said something similar for something like that. There is a reason I disabled that. I should have, I just don't, PCI legacy, it's like maybe Parallels could just update the shit, but I don't remember for what reason I need to. Wow, Clifford in 64,000 revisions earlier. I did this explicitly for some reason. Disable legacy for Linux kconfig by default. I should have included why I did that, which I don't. I mean, probably it broke something. Yeah, pro tip, include why you do something, which I tried to do. I mean, I remember that this was it was some obscure stuff. Something wasn't working. I just don't remember what. I don't remember what this broke. I mean, actually, you know what? Let's reverse merge that, then it probably includes potential. Because now it stores potentially recording merge info if it. I mean, I can see what it breaks. I just don't. I mean, either it was something extremely obscure. I don't remember if it was some virt.io stuff not working in QEMU or Windows Hyper-V or what it's called. Or just not building on S390. I don't remember what. Something was failing. I just don't quite remember what precisely it was. Where is even our RISC-V build? Here. Is it still freaking building what we started 2 minutes ago? Or what? Did I fat finger rebuild that now? Did it not already build? Ah, right, for RISC-V. Did this really take that long? Starts the build. Anyway, we will see. What do you mean with legacy has been removed? Is that not in there anymore? Build. Oh no, but you say, I mean, you probably have re-enabled it, right? I mean, it wouldn't be, or has it been removed that recently? Spark 64, because it's my most built Word PCI. What was the precise name? I know it is. No, it's still there. Config virt.io PCI legacy. Why do you, or has it been just recently removed in latest release candidate? Always keep some context in there. Like, yeah, Hulton. I mean, it is probably, yeah, it is Hulton. But yeah, add some context. Has been removed when, where, what. It's still there. Yeah, we will see. I mean, good that we just rebuilt 33 or so configs. So. Good. Sufficiently tested S-trace. Oh man. Why is my console? What happened here? Oh no, my AMD GPU crashed. Live stream from a Steam Deck, they said. What could possibly go wrong? Get by an AMD GPU. My AMD GPU is reset. It's like here, just for good measure, right? Recurring theme here. Yeah. If hardware vendors would not, like, if I would be NVIDIA and AMD and Intel, I would also not have so many SKUs, right? It's no wonder that everything is so broken. I mean, I understand diversification stuff, but I would, as a product manager, like at least half as many changes. It's like so many embedded SKUs and API and slight changes here and there and stuff. It's like no, like, and then that is a consequence, right? At the end, nothing really quite works. Everything has peak bugs, right? And you can't tell me that you make so many more millions with some slightly changed SKU here and there. It's like, nah, it's, no. Let's do that again. Let's update again because there's one more. 6.6. And when we call it a day, we need to do that one more time. Do I have this still in? Yeah. Let's better make sure we have a fresh copy of that in there. Oops. Yeah. No. Yes. Build. And then we have that updated too. Nearly forgot about that. Danny writes, Network Manager D menu. Yeah, do we have this package? Otherwise, patch is welcome. Apparently not. But patch is welcome. Oh, this load is killing me. 200. 200 load obviously is too much. I mean, yeah, this stuff is fighting for resources. That's certainly pretty resource stuffing. Happy to hear that you love the streams. Don't forget to Patreon, GitHub sponsor, YouTube membership, or just share, like, and subscribe. That keeps our power bill paid and stuff. Yeah, patches welcome. Just add some packages, send them to the Discord, let other developers, Dr. Schubert, Notec, add those. Oh, this is really, I wonder if this is this just fighting for I/O or just CPU resources? Oh, this can't be, I mean, just some, must be more CPU. And Yeah, next year I will add some kind of integration that this works better. Like I first had to fix everything like truly important, and then like some Wi-Fi polishing. That's truly. I mean, hey, recently we polished the DHCP stuff a little bit. It's not like we do nothing. Like waiting for how can this possibly be so slow? I mean, yeah, I could have, you know what? I literally it would have been faster to do this locally on the Steam Deck, which probably would have been the smarter thing to do. Yeah. Okay, let's. Although I didn't update this here for some days. Super old rolling. It's in the meantime probably 8. I'm running this from an external SSD. This is super old. I actually really need to reinstall. Actually, I have a new installation which is only holding back by OBS streaming. I basically only use this old installation for OBS streaming. I believe on the new installation OBS streaming was somehow messed up. Because this is like, how long can you rolling release stuff? Like, yeah, long. 8 years. Wow. As a desktop with GNOME. And that includes in-system update of all of KDE and GNOME, which we updated here 4 years ago live on, or 3 years ago. 6 hours GNOME, 7 hours KDE, or vice versa. Update strace. I mean, in the meantime, probably it built right. So strace, yeah, in the meantime. Which even was now the latest. Risk. This is that one here. Shit, don't. Okay, fine. We do that here. Strace 6. Steam Deck versus 200 average load Ryzen 1750X, and it's faster. Yay. Okay. That there. Probably even natively on the Steam Deck, my bloody VI is not doing native mouse nonsense via SSH and Tmux and whatnot. Question there, kinda off topic. The bloody. I mean, why is a bloody hard chat button? How should I read this? What? A word that starts with D, dive, whatever. Oh, this is so silly. Dived. Need to write an own empty message. I don't like Nix. It's strangely. Also, did I say building faster? Maybe actually not. It's strangely complex, too static, too. Even the Nix packages, I mean, there's a reason you could argue our stuff is low-tech shell scripting, but it is simply extremely maintainable, right? It's this, also I did this wrong. I recently spoke with people from the States that do all the cloud orchestration stuff, and even they said, they feel like they know some people who want to do Nix everywhere, and it totally annoys them, and they feel it's like some religion that those Nix people need to enforce on everyone. Do you use Nix? I looked into that. I tried it. I didn't like it. I don't really get how people. It doesn't click with me. Like, long story short, it doesn't click with me, and some people from the Silicon Valley there and stuff with all the big cloud stuff recently, when I talked with them, they said they hate it. They hate that some religious Nix people need to press it on everyone. But anyway, leave me. Do you like it? It's like. I don't like this package. I already don't like. I mean, I don't like the system. I mean, even the package format I don't like. Because our stuff is poor metadata, and that is a code-based. I don't like code-based. I don't like using code for metadata description. It already starts like I would already never use it due to this package format. I mean, starting with, sure, it is all nitpicking and whatnot, but like if stuff like why is this named 5nix? What the heck? Why is this is Perl pitch? Interesting. Maybe something to import, although it didn't break for it. Why is, oh, seriously, like, it's like, no, it's like I would be 10 orders of magnitude slower working with such a package format system thing. You could call our stuff outdated as long as you want. Like, why do they have default and other stuff? What is this Babelfish stuff doing? I mean, it's licensed. It's like, seriously, it's, I already don't like this packaging format. This is too much code and too little metadata. Too much hard-coded stuff. Actually, did I want to click on bash? Like, why is this 5nix? And it's just no. It's like, oh my god, what are they doing? It's like, why do you have all the metadata in code? Except I get it. It's probably, was it Python? It's like automatically like doing mass fool tree replacement and stuff and other automation. It's not really. It's whatever. Did I? So I just wanted to clean up a little bit. Wanted to. But yeah, why do you ask? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I mean, I didn't like the system. I don't like what it's doing, and the package format is the worst. It's. But obviously I'm biased. But leave me comments below. Mystery writes, maintaining Nix package is a pain in the ass. I was a maintainer once and it wasn't a good experience. I mean, from this, like, this is my outside, like, just looking at that, I don't understand how this can be good, right? And that's exactly what my friends in the States told me. It's like, dude, this is like a sect, like it's a religious sect of trying to convince people to use their shit. And it's not me who said this. I'm quoting my friends in the Silicon Valley. It's like, I was like, I'm not the only one. It's like, some sanity restored, because I totally didn't get how people can like this stuff. I mean, just like, sure, our stuff is not perfect, but at least our metadata format is sane, and sure, our like, we would auto-generate this stuff. Like, just like, I mean, sure, they surely have automated tools for this stuff, because no human being would want to write all this stuff. But if you already need automated systems to work with this package format, then you lost me already. Would be interesting to know what wasn't a good experience due to this highly checksummed and coded package format. But TrapExit thinks Nix in theory is fantastic. The ability to have any variation of software installed without conflict is great. I mean, maybe I should look into the theory of operation. Maybe I probably should look into probably I should wrap my brain around their theory of operation. Maybe there's something good to take out of that, but not the packaging format. And then guru meditate whether we can apply some of their theory of operation to copy for T2. That, because obviously their packaging format is, in my opinion, unusable. But so that was S-Trace of RISC-V of the latest build of 2013. But yeah, I would be really interested what was not a good experience, just working with this highly convoluted package format or any other reason. Probably copy and paste here. Let's just redo that for this version. I could have been done 10 minutes ago if I wouldn't chat so much. And that probably should have been done. Let's build that while we take a final look at those comments here of custom language and everything is awkward. Yeah, just like I said. So what are you gonna replace it with? What do you mean with wit? With wit, we don't need to replace something. We have an amazing Linux distribution. Being able to create truly reproducible builds is very appealing. Don't know how you can't like that. I mean, sure, it sounds amazing in theory. Reproducible is always reproducible sounds nice, but then it's a question with what optimization, like reproduce what, like the binary is 100% identical. Then the question is always with what build options, right? Like what does reproducible help when there are hundreds of build options? Even like some people build with Coffee Lake, like Arch Coffee Lake, like reproducible in what sense? Like if the binary matches some certain hash, then I mean maybe I should try it more. I mean, I would wonder what the performance is of it, yeah, how it behaves precisely with micro dependencies, with version dependencies. But if I build with Sen version 3 optimized and you with 2 and I was 03 and you with 02, like what does reproducible help then if power users, like nobody can reproduce it just because everyone is using, or is the binary not reproducible? It even starts already, you update the compiler. I mean, every week I find a GCC bug, right? Like what does reproducible help me if I update GCC to some slightly newer version, that Spark doesn't crash, that Itanium doesn't crash because of sheer software complexity, and then it doesn't, I update GCC. I mean, okay, you could say you update GCC then only for Spark because you fix stuff, but then nothing is reproducible anymore because this patched updates changes most likely all the binary executables and shared objects all over the place because of some minor variations influence each binary, right? So is this, yeah, what does that give you really in practice? That would be another totally different philosophical discussion. I mean, sure, for release stuff, I mean, if you build like I can understand that you would want binary reproducibility for like a Signal app for highly more secure messaging or open source, and that you can, like if I build that, I get the same output like that is in the App Store to verify nobody smuggled malware in there. But like do I need that for SED? I mean, sure, that it, like if I release, you would say like, yeah, but your highly secure and high performance and stuff operating system should be reproducible. Then, of course, it would be nice to, I mean, we could experiment with that. Like, is it, like if you download the T2 ISO and you would want to double check that I didn't smuggle you some malware in there or some other state actor, and you would want to reproduce that T2 ISO with this specific optimization, actually we probably should check. I mean, but the thing is, who would even want to double check that, right? Most people don't want to spend 2 hours of Ryzen 7 950X CPU power to reproduce a build. One major thing, I mean, a T2 should mostly be, for the most part, except like some overcomplex Python nonsense. But then also the stuff with Rust, right? I build the stuff, and the next person with Cargo and stuff, it fetches all the stuff from the cloud, right? Sure, the Rust stuff should be kind of sort of mostly reproducible. I mean, sure, it would put this to the test, but one thing with reproducible also, I was actually thinking recently, what annoys me a bit is that if I build it 2 times, all my timestamps are different, right? I was actually a couple of times already thinking, sure, I want my builds also more reproducible. And one thing is then I build stuff 2 times. For example, for me, I rebuild I change some minor stuff, I rebuild everything, and all the tarballs change entirely. And that is purely for the timestamps. And I wonder if they take timestamps into account. I mean, sure, you could, maybe you only diff the binary executable, maybe you don't care about the timestamps. But for me, the one thing, I built T2 twice and the second build is entirely different, at least not from the binary checksums, but from the tarball metadata of all the timestamps. I was a couple of times wondering if we should force enforce certain timestamps. Because the thing currently is I slightly update the ISO, I rebuild a lot of things, and still the whole ISO changes because all the tarballs change just for the timestamps. I mean, it's not binary security of executable code and malware and backdoors and stuff, but it's this, just the timestamps are an annoying problem. I mean, we could just force timestamps of the build time, like that you would need to choose, like if you build T2 2312, either use the timestamps of the 1st of December or whatnot, configure that. I mean, sure, you don't need to look at the timestamps, but that is actually, that's the main, mostly annoying problem. It's a totally not complex, trivial thing, but that is the only thing that annoys me, right? And I rarely had someone want to reproducible T2 binary builds. I mean, maybe if we would be as big as Apple, people would want. I mean, not that Apple, macOS, or Windows would be reproducible builds. Yeah, I mean, that's of course a problem, right? With with rolling release source distribution things, with reproducible builds. Everyone has another compiler, slightly different compiler, slightly different optimizations, and let's see, what else did I miss here? Probably talk 5 minutes and then. Perhaps, but there's also another clone exists called GUIX package manager. Personally, I didn't like Nix functional programming patterns in Siri, judging as on implementation, but reproducibles up to the system level really great, as no worries of package conflicts. Looking at the theory, not the practice. Question there, what distribution switched from Windows to Fedora 1.5 years ago? We use our own distribution, which is called T2, which we are maintaining here, also live on this channel. You don't have any use for, who do you ask? Like if, as I said previously, more complete sentences. If you ask someone, who do you ask? Me, other people there, you don't have a use for Nix. Like you ask me, it's like, no, I don't, I run my own Linux distribution that we programmed, curated the way that we liked it since 1998. So obviously I don't have a use for Nix. But for all the things I would want to do better in my Linux distribution, reproducible is not very high. Like who the question is always like, who would want to reproduce it, right? It's like, it's a nice sounding feature that in reality nobody ever asked me. So it, like on my 600 line to do thing, it would be line 599 or 600. I assure you, reproducible down to the byte is very valuable in the industry. I mean, I understand that. So work for a Fortune 500 firm and We'd love to have that, would change everything, and that change is reproducible. Yeah, but how to, like, if you talk about compiler probably 5 minutes ago, right? Gives you security in your supply chain. Industry would want to check that. The guarantee also gives the ability not to have any library conflicts. But I understand, like, for my example for the signaling app, but how to store and manage the reproducibility. And if you updates, I mean, you basically in today's industry with all this insecure C and C++ and even insecure Rust code, you have updates any day, right? So what do you wanna, like, how would you want to ensure and test reproducibility of each security update that's coming in for each OpenSSL a minor version? And then the problem is rebuilding stuff with what minor version, right? Only the latest state, and it becomes extremely complex. And then the question is, in what kind of scenarios is what detail of that usable? In containers, there are tooling to fix metadata, timestamps to ensure builds are reproducible. Okay, happy to hear that. That also would be something for me. But as I said, it sounds nice in theory. I mean, sure, creating a container. But I mean, the question is how to store. What do they even store here? Reproducible. Where is what cargo log stuff do they have here? Tree-wide. Why is this is iron. I mean, that the name is already default, Nix already triggers me. I mean, it also, I mean, this comma stuff in the beginning also triggers me, basically. Like, wherever I look, it triggers me. Like, where do you, like, I don't instantly even see there, where do they have, I mean, where do you even want to, so like, where even is a reproducibility stored here? Like, if you build, like, let's take something simple as I had bash here, but maybe bash is not simple. Let's take a look at dash. I mean, it's not, with 30 architectures, you would need, I mean, yeah, even defining reproducible, I struggle already to define reproducibility. Probably, I mean, I should take a look, but like, basically I would, the question is, every header can influence reproducibility, right? You have slightly different library dependencies, micro updates, minor updates, and it changes something, it corrects some structure, it fixes some enum, and your binary changes. And then each architecture and each optimization and each, I mean, you would basically need to take all the optimizations for one distribution, just building, optimizing for some good old XF86 version 2 or so that it runs in. And then there is the guarantee coded in here that, I mean, okay, if you basically would need one compiler, I mean, maybe they only support one, but like, what is with the major update? And then all your reproducibility goes to trash. It's complex, high regulate industry like mine. We have to keep track of almost everything, all pieces of software used in the firm, being able to reproduce publicly built software, i.e. building it ourselves would be useful in many situations, like fixing code. Yeah, I probably should give it, I should probably in-depth try it, but sure, it's one of the more different Linux distributions of, I always joke here, the 2000, where are we, 2038 Linux distributions or whatever. It's one of those that's at least somewhat different and not just another Red Hat 20 million Red Hat RPM fork. Maybe I should. All the other popular videos. Did we try NetBSD, OpenBSD, Dragonfly BSD, Haiku live on this channel? Probably to be tried here. Probably should take a look and install it live on this channel. So this was video. All the other stuff is building, as you see, highly reproducible build here. So that was video. We fixed some stuff. I'm done with this. I'm done with this release. I deserve some holiday. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, Patreon, use the Amazon affiliate links, maybe get a t-shirt or mug. Nobody ever was fired for choosing T2 Linux. As seen here, reproducibly building. Just joking. Get a nice shirt. Nobody ever was fired for choosing T2. So only constant is change in regressions. iLinux code. Architectures, nice premium hoodies for you and your significant other. With tuxes, caps for you and your kid. Nice vintage shirts with T2 logo, mugs, water bottles and hoodies to keep warm in this northern hemisphere currently freezing days. And to sip coffee while watching your reproducible builds. Scrolling by here, pin that mark there. One last check there. Think you're missing what reproducible means. Like pure function gives you input and always gets the same output. Nothing to do with cross-platform concerns. Yeah, but I mean, given, I understand what it means, but in the scope of whole operating system, all the dependencies change daily, right? And like reproducible with which compiler, with which, I mean, you compile it like even all your, you need even the same architectural optimizations. How do you want to reproduce it if I build on x86 and you build on ARM? Where is it stored? How do you want to compare it? How do you build with O2, O3? That is, and then even every sure, functional in terms of you build with this OpenSSL version and whatnot. But then the thing is also, if the reproducibility is defined in your container, but then it is, I already find compiling this long now, but if you define reproducible, this is the minimal OpenSSL version and so on, OpenSSL, lib, zlib and stuff. And then do you want to build with, like, do you like Rust and Cargo? Do you want like to have this reproducible, build your container with this old zlib version because that is the minimal requirement and needed to build the reproducible version? Like, do you then you constantly build, like what I hate with Rust and Cargo, you build half a dozen, or if you have a complex application, a dozen dependencies of zlib and stuff just to have the same reproducible binary. It's at times pretty wasteful then. And I wouldn't want to build some old version just, I mean, sure, if you want reproducibility, maybe you need to do that. But like for me, it's already, I mean, I have a 1750X here and most people have less. For me, the stuff already compiles long. I mean, sure, currently I built 30 also system. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30, currently 30. 30 builds running. Sure, you would only need to build one, but like if you build complex stuff, like if for small stuff, okay, but like good luck reproducible building LibreOffice and Firefox and Chromium and Qt and KDE and stuff, right? Like building it normally for me is already like if you put another layer of getting that specific micro versions for reproducible build of slightly older whatnot, just like double and triple your build time just for reproducible builds then, or you can have all those variations, can be a mess, but they have defaults and you can always change your inputs. I mean, I don't know, it sounds rather like, unless you have, like, sure, if you have like Apple only one Mac OS, but even then, I mean, even on Mac OS, like it sounds easy. I mean, as I said, one thing is easy, having a reproducible build of a Signal app, because it's just one app that's like, sure, you take that, I mean, also it's only for this Xcode version, right? You need that specific Xcode version, and then you git recursive clone your libraries like setlib and OpenSSL or whatnot, or Botan or whatever they use for crypto. And sure, that reproducible, I mean, it's complex but easy. Operating system like reproducible macOS, if it would be fully open source, which isn't. I mean, I would say reproducible macOS stuff, that would still be easy, like one architecture, like if they would have one architecture. But then it already starts macOS like having a micro version every month, and then like reproducible, like sure, with one, I would still say like reproducible macOS still doable, like probably they don't, but still doable. But then it starts where it really gets outrageous, like reproducible building one system is one thing, but then at Apple's case, I just out of pure illustration purposes only, they would need to reproducible macOS, iPadOS, iPhone OS. Like, yes, I hate all those micro versions with a passion, but they have them. It's not my decision. They made the stupid decision. I already would have unified. I would never split iPhone OS and iPadOS to start with. I mean, that was already stupid and silly, but Apple did it. And I would have long unified macOS at least. I would have one macOS and not this bloody iPadOS. But that's their decision. But given how they operate, they have macOS, iPadOS, iPhone OS, tvOS, watchOS, and probably other shit, Vision OS, and whatever bullshit. And then all the micro, I mean, the thing is with the reproducible, right? You need already, sure, okay, with Xcode you have this SDKs, but you need that specific set in all this complexity. And I said one would be doable, but multiply this with half a dozen, right? It's like, and Microsoft has the same of probably regular, I mean, previously they probably had a handful of home and pro and enterprise and whatnot they have, data center. Do they still have that workstation? When they had PowerPC and Maps and stuff. Not sure, has Microsoft more than 3 variations of their stuff anyway? I mean, but they also have Windows RT and not Windows RT. Is it Windows for ARM, ARch, or whatever. We're talking about, people ask me about NICs and reproducibility. I'm talking about, Trexit says it's not hard or not. The platform itself is built so that any changes led to different hashes. Every part of the build process is in its system. It's all getting hashed. AK writes, hope that means only that the current production version is ready. Yes, it's building. Every part of the build process is hashed in the system. It all gets a hash. I mean, all gets a hash sounds simple, but I mean, sure, you can hash the config. I mean, I don't see, I mean, we have 30 architectures. Like each architecture would already be different. I mean, what, I guess I need, I mean, long story short, I guess I need to try NICs, but I really struggle to find what we would want to hash. We have 30 architectures. Sure, you could say you don't care about MIPS, but at least RISC-V, like even x80, AMD 64, RISC-V, 64. I mean, even with RISC-V, we have RISC-V 32 and RISC-V 64. But even, I mean, I struggle to find what you want with all those complexities, and everyone is building something else, what precisely you want to hash there. But I mean, maybe it's only, I mean, maybe we could introduce some, like if we say in this T2 build, like not between hashes, like if it's only using this hashes in your own appliance, like your containerized services, we could add some kind of reproducible build hashing for within your T2 target of your cloud container deployment of that is reproducible just within your one. I mean, maybe that is what Nix's, maybe I'm overthinking that of requirement of reproducible operating system. Anyway, the ability to take a 10-year-old setup and recreate it exactly is great. Yeah, it sounds great in theory. I would like, I mean, already with taking a 10-year-old setup, mine is are all the cargo dependencies still in the cloud? Question there, is a good distro using static binaries? I'm not a fan. You can configure, like, I'm not even testing that. Like, I find static binaries are stupid. I don't, like, why would you want that? I mean, you can use T2 like that, patches welcome, like, we have an option. Well, I'm not testing it. It's like, hey, reproducible. Why would you want that? Static binaries are stupid. It's pointless. Like don't do it. Like, some misguided people spread there some stuff that something of that would be amazing. It isn't. Trip that runs instead of fixing old software due to changes, libraries, compilers. Yeah, I totally agree. But I mean, you would need that old base image then, right? Because the thing is, I don't see how you can do that. Like, you take like something like the T2 source code and say you want to go back in time like that. You would need such old base system also, because going even back like a year or 5 with Python and Perl and Rust and cargo stuff will not even work. And so you would need a base image to even be able to run such old Python and Perl versions, right? But yeah, it would be great. I mean, I'm certainly the most annoyed of, like, I want, like, recently, let's build some 5-year-old Firefox and then Python stuff doesn't build anymore. Totally aware of that. But you would need such old compatible base image to even be able to run such old Python code, right? Like base, like, yeah, because obviously you're not getting them out of thin air, binary compatible for your current installed system. You would need such an old binary there to start with, in my opinion. But what else do you have there? Keep everything, software, legal requirements. Every 4 months Linux breaks, and the problem is dependencies. Yeah, kind of what I'm saying. Sorry to hear that. What's search for? But I mean, my stuff does not break as much, and I continuously rolling release build from source stuff here. Not sure what Linux distribution are you using, but static binaries for not breaking your stuff is stupid. That is the wrong solution for the wrong problem, in my opinion. You would need an old base, but that's the point. The rule, I mean, I struggle a bit with you need the old base and then the whole OS is reproducible. It obviously, I mean, you still need this old stuff then to reproduce their stuff. I mean, how should the source tree work then with, I mean, obviously you can't keep old stuff and reproducible hashes in your current code base around for old stuff, you would need to use an old version. And I guess I need to look into the implementation details and give it a try. Anyway, we talked pretty obviously too long. So stuff is building. I can go home. This stuff can build overnight. We live stream too long, as usual. Hope you enjoyed this, learned something. Track has writes HuluOS, everything the ISO is generated at the end and it's exactly the same built today or 10 years ago. I mean, if the ISO is the same, you need to have the dates. I mean, if all your build dates are not the same, that is what I meant also in the beginning, it starts already with build dates. Sure, you can touch all the build dates, but then you could not build like, how do you build a 10-year-old system on your modern system? In my opinion, with all the Python and other C++ capabilities, you would already need such old base system to even build so old stuff. I mean, you're saying, yes, that's what you do. But I mean, if the requirement is only you check such an old version out and that is reproducible, I mean, that is a much more solvable problem than what I have in mind, that the build output is somehow hashed in the sources. And anyway, maybe we talk about different problems and different solutions, probably, I guess. I need to give it a try. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this, learned something. I probably should focus more, not discuss reproducible builds too much. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Have a good day and night. Stay healthy and see you next time for all the next fun stuff to come. Like, hey, a release.